us. Otherwise, these are just the initiation of the work. Once you
Yes,
do
ma'am.
actual work is much more. This is just a snapshot.
Yes,
Which,
ma'am. Yes. Thank you,
Good afternoon,
ma'am.
madam.
good afternoon.
Madam, so this is something new. So even after this session, so this is a 3-day session, we can still communicate with you. We can ask any queries. Is it possible?
Yeah. It is definitely possible. This group, whatever group we make now, we never dissolve that group, but we
Okay.
restrict that group particularly only to the queries related to that particular workshop. So that group, still we have groups which are formed 4 years, 5 years later, and people post in that group their query and we respond. Else you can mail it to us also separately at the support@meritIndia.org and we'll revert back.
Madam, this is social service of the highest order. Thank you very much. I mean, I never heard like this. They just, once they're done and dusted, then nobody even, even responds to a query. But thank you very much, madam.
Actually, by this we also learn. So it's mutual because if you raise some query, we also try to see. So this is a mutual learning.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So we'll see the another session which we were discussing yesterday. Many people they asked for the
aspect भी कर देना कि finally जब हमने Jan में finally decide कर लिया तो उसको export कर लेना है उसको last step.
Okay. So yes, I missed one step. Dr. Shamshad is saying, yeah, not Dr. Sham, I mean, that step I missed. So since we have, now you need the this file to be exported because final, if it is like, let's say it is the 8 decided. So we need to extract
एक दो कर लीजिए
only one, na? Let me see. 2 I have included, na?
नहीं
Okay. So I will click this. Just a sec.
रीड कर लिया मान लिया वीडियो ओपन
1 minute. So this probably the way we have done for that title abstract, exclude or include. So this I am including this, and I'm including this second article also. I'm assuming that this is I have read it, and then I have excluded this. I have included this. So once after reading and seeing that you have included the entire article, then you need to go to this and then you can see included. So this included, if you click this, it will, you will export this. This will go to like, so these are the list of articles which you need to see for this is final systematic review synthesis. So do we need to export of this thing? Because that again, you need to have this reference and you have got, you need to import because again, you need to use a reference management software like Zotero. So you need to upload this full text again in reference management software and you know how it works. I think you know that I think all of you know how this Zotero or all of you must be using some reference management software because you need to use the citation, like acknowledging it and putting the citation. So you will.
Does it work in Mendeley also?
Yes.
I'm using Mendeley.
So you can. There's a link. Can you see export? Yeah, Mendeley EndNote. So this is the final article which is going for our systematic review. So if you like click this, this 131 because I have only given the decision of 3 selected. This is not, yeah. All those which I have included. And then click on this export. It is writing that they are preparing a file. export, it will come.
Maybe.
Let me check my primary. So here you can see export is ready to download. If you click this, so you can download the exported file by clicking here. If you click here, it will be downloaded. And this will go to your reference management software, right? So this was one final step before this gray literature search. So this gray literature, I will start again with the steps. So till now, we have done this research question. We have defined the research question yesterday. We have seen the elements of a research question, the PICOTs, how to define your research question and how to refine your research question, because there are two steps. Then from research questions, we have identified the three concepts. It may be more than that, but just for example, like we have seen this example of probiotic in children with acute diarrhea. And we identified three concepts like probiotic, diarrhea, and children. And then we have identified the key concepts, free texts in all database. And we have seen how to do a free text searching in Embase, how to do a free text searching in Scopus, and in this PubMed. So these free text, you need to populate your search strategy, means all the concept. And then same set of concept you will run in database. And then you need to select database. So I'm talking about the database which we discussed. So any two database that's recommended. So we all have access to PubMed. And then one additional database, you may request some other person as a collaborator to do it for you, or you may manage that. Then comes the search strategy. We have seen in that database how we make the individual search strategy. And then we save the search and we make a RIS or MBIB file format to be imported in Rayan. And then you have made one account in Rayan and you have imported a particular file format, RIS. Again, in this we have imported the file format from registries also. Like there is a clinical trial registry.gov.in. There's a WHO trial registry. There are other registries platform also. Like there's a European and then Australian. So these trial also registry. If there is a time, you can see that. But that again, not more, but at least one or two you can just see and refer and download a CSV file, the way we have seen yesterday. All these file format to be imported in Rayan after creating an account, and then you make an overview, you introduce your concept, and then you invite the members, then you do the reviewing of those file, all the citations which you have imported. You run the deduplicate it, remove the duplicate data, and then you do the title abstract screening. After the title abstract screening, you take the article for final inclusion, and then you just retrieve the full text. After this full text, what you do, you screen the full text article for eligibility, and then you extract the data. So this data extraction, we will talk, I guess, like, let's see if we can talk today or otherwise tomorrow. So after this, we have retrieved this full text. Now, if you see this, this is again Prisma. So I will again, we will keep talking about this Prisma. So there are three stages. There is an identification and then there is a screening. So if you see here, again I said that now it is mandatory. So you have to put the records from the database also and from the registers also. So these two we have done. And then how much records you have screened that you need to put, how much records you have excluded. Excluded means like maybe you can write it of this screening because all those reasons it doesn't ask. So from that rayon, you know, it shows you that list, how much you excluded, how much you included, how many, and then how many reports you sought for retrieval. That means full text. In this case, here there is a column that full reports not retrieved. That means you by title abstract screening, you were sure that you will get you were sure that you will include these articles, but when you were trying searching for the full text, you did not get the full text. So you have sent the mail to the author. In spite of that, you did not get the response. So here you have to put the number of those articles which you could not retrieve. And then you assess the reports for eligibility. And here in the full text, here you have to put the reason. On the basis of what reason you have excluded the full text. And then the final number comes here. But again, this whole section it is mandatory. Mandatory means it has to be done. Now there is another part which is the gray literature. So if you see the color, this color is in gray. This is in gray. Can you see? This is in white, but this is in gray. So all these are the gray literature. We'll see the sources of gray literature. So if you see, they identify the websites, the organizations, and the citation searching. 3. We'll see all this. But if you see one thing here, the gray literature doesn't go for title abstract screening. It directly enters to this cycle here in the new studies included. If you see, it doesn't go for the process of title abstract. Directly, how many records you have searched, how many records you sought for retrieval, and then how many records or reports you assessed for eligibility. And it directly enters to this pool in the studies reported in the final data synthesis. It doesn't go to screening. This whole step of screening, this gets bypassed in case of a gray literature. It directly goes. So that's why we don't import this file form. All these Google, like yesterday we were talking regarding the Google Scholar or the Google or citation tracing, that doesn't get imported into the rayon. The only two, the database file and the registry file, that gets imported in rayon. That's the usual. You can do whatever you want, but that's the usual way to do it. And then that's why now we will discuss. So we have discussed this part. Now we will discuss the gray literature. So what is basically gray literature? So if you see the message standards, what is this message standards? So this message stands for methodological expectation of Cochrane intervention review. So they, according to them, the guideline, the search in the trial registers, that is mandatory. Initially in 2009, if you see the 2009 Cochrane this Prisma flow, there the registries, it was there as a list of gray literature. But later they have shifted it from the gray to the database. They have merged it with the database. So the current one, you see that the registries and the database, that is together. So now the searching of the trial register and repository, that is important. Again, it is relevant to the topic, but you should do the searching. And then at least you can write that you have performed the searching. In spite that it may happen that you did not get any record of your relevance. So you may write that number, you did not get any record. And then you search for the searching for the gray literature, it is highly desirable. That means it is not mandatory. There are many systematic review. You see, even when we did our first systematic, we have only done one only. But we did not do this gray literature because by the time we were doing this database, we got exhausted and then we published it. So that's why we did not perform. But if it is an intervention study and the way you progress, the first one you may decide not to do, but if you are doing like second, third, fourth, or if your topic is, again, I said that it depends on your research question. If the research question is something like you are not getting many articles, then you should try doing the gray literature because it will definitely improve the evidence of your systematic review. So you should try searching studies, and there are some sites we are just about to say that. And yesterday we were talking regarding the Google and Google Scholar. So searching the gray literature, it removes the publication bias. Why there is a publication bias? Because in the formal publishing process, you many times you have seen that you will only get the desired result. Whatever is positive, that only gets published. If there's a negative finding, then usually that doesn't get published. So that's why it is known as the gray. So why it is known as the gray? Because it doesn't go through the formal way of publishing, and generally it gets published in a non-commercial format, or it made many times like thesis. It is not published also. It is just as a repository. So that's why it is gray. So what all comes in gray? So government reports, whether it is a US government or Indian government, there are many ministry. You will see that they upload many reports. So that it comes as a gray literature. Then there are thesis repository. So like in India, there is a Shodh Ganga. And if you see in the Tamil Nadu, there are many universities also who they have a repository of this thesis database. So that comes as a gray literature. You can see the conference proceedings. You can also refer to white papers. They are again the policy papers by the government. You can see those papers again. There are government documents. So these are the gray literature. So why it is called gray? Because it lies outside the traditional academic publishing process, and there's no peer reviewing of these literature also, because normal publishing process, that there is a process of peer review. So this lacks the formal publishing process. This is outside the traditional academic publishing, and it lacks the peer review process, and it is hard to find. It is hard to find because it is not typically indexed in this Embase or Web of Science or PubMed. So that's why it is difficult to find, and you have to go, because all these database searching, you are doing only like 2 database, but for this you need to go to multiple place. So that's why it is hard to find. So then why it is needed? So there is a role of these gray literature search in the systematic review. The very important thing, it reduces the publication bias. So what is a publication bias? We all know that many times people who are very enthusiastic, they go for publication, and many times if you submit and if it is a negative result, then it doesn't get published. So only the positive result get published. So that's why if you search the gray literature, it reduces the publication bias. The second thing is, at least you will be very much sure that you have tried to get a complete evidence of a particular topic, whatever topic is there. Because we were discussing the narrative and the scoping review, and this systematic review is like, there should be 100% recall. So that's why, to ensure that 100% recall, we want to capture all the negative as well as positive, so that it should be a neutral view of maybe the author or person who is synthesizing the result. That's why for completeness of evidence also, this gray literature is needed. And then third is, if you have both these part, like negative as well as positive, so it will improve generalizability. Why? Because the society or the patients or the policymaker, definitely in the society, if we have got both the perspective, the positive and negative, that means positive result and negative result. And if you are only emphasizing on the positive, then it will not be generalizable. So gray literature always improves your generalizability, because it improves the broader applicability, because you are including the negative results or the results which didn't get published also. That's why for comprehensive evidence, you should include the gray literature. So there are types of gray literature in systematic review, like we have discussed. There is a thesis or dissertation repository. So this Shodh Ganga and ProQuest, there's a conference proceeding. There's a technical papers, like a paper from WHO and CDC, white papers, government and NGO reports. There are preprints. So these are also very important site, like Medrix and RXIV. So these are important one. And we have seen that many times preprint you will get good article. Then policy paper and regulatory document. So when to search for a gray literature in systematic review? So the first is, you can perform like sequence. It is you who will decide, because in systematic review, we know that, we have seen the steps, but at one point of time, we may be involved in more than one step. So you may start searching for gray literature during the initial literature search also, or when you are making this thing protocol, then also you can definitely search. There is no harm in it. Again, you can do it in between also. When you have done the title abstract screening, at that time also, if you are free, like it depends how you have divided the work. Like Priyanka was saying, like they got the work in batches. So if it is a huge review and if there are people to manage that, you can assign 1 or 2 person only for gray literature and give the rest of the people, like if there are four members in the team. So 1 or 2 person can only do the gray literature search. The other two can do the database searching. So you can do that, and then again screen the gray literature again in parallel with the other database search. But generally, you see that most of us, we do it after this full text screening. Once we are sure that these many articles will be there in our final qualitative synthesis, then we search for this gray literature. And the same again, because we know that this gray literature, this doesn't go to the process of screening. So it is only one person can do or can do this searching of the gray literature. Only thing is you should maintain a log. How many records you have seen and how many you have included finally. So this, if you see, basically what should be sequence. So generally after the database search, we conduct this gray literature search to identify that are we missing on some very important studies which we have not found out during our initial search. So after database search, you can do it. And again, like we will be telling you 4 types of gray here as a demo, and this we'll see one by one. So again, the question is this gray literature essential in systematic review? So of course, we have seen the Message standards, and many times it has been seen. Like I cannot say because we have not performed many systematic review, but we have seen the people and talking, like many times they get very good result in this systematic after doing this citation searching, especially the forward backward citation, and even in the Google Scholar. So you should do. They are important, but again, it depends whether you have got a good team or you are only 1 or 2 person if you are doing. And if you are overworked, then again, you may skip this. So it is up to you. So now there are challenges with this gray literature because like we have understand that it doesn't go through the formal publishing process. So that's why it is hard to find. It is not indexed and it is not peer reviewed also. So the quality also, like Dr. Kamran is also writing that how will we, do the weightage of gray literature because it is not published due to low level of journal. But yes, I agree because it is not peer reviewed, but you can just see it that again, because you get these reviewed in the final pool, you do the risk of bias assessment also. So if you include these articles from the gray literature, then through a separate expert team of expert, you can get the risk of bias or the quality of study. And if those studies which you have retrieved from the gray literature, if you find that to be low quality, then again you can report that. But at least it will be there in the pool of your. That means it shows that you were sensitive enough to include the gray literature in your systematic review. That's it. And again, since we will even in the formal publishing process also peer review, you will find there are a lot of articles which are full of biases. So generally, just because something doesn't get published, we cannot say like what was the quality of the article. But again, yes, you are right that many times if it doesn't go through the process of the peer reviewing this thing, then there is a question mark on the quality. But again, the quality, you are getting it assessed by the risk of bias assessment. There's a separate checklist for that. And it is time consuming because, you need to search independently and you cannot import. Generally, we don't import it at the screening stage. So you need to open each and every article to see all those criteria which we have fixed up, whether we should include it or we should not include it. So where to search? So there is a Google database and there's a Google Scholar. For thesis, you can see the ProQuest, and there's an Open Gray also. That is again a website, Open Gray. You can also search there. And then for India, there's a thesis like Shodh Ganga. So that you can see, then there's a WHO repository. There are government portals, like you can see ministry sites or any government like state even, but again depends. Again, I said that you have to go to each and every site. At one place, you cannot find it. And then like registries, right now that is not there in the list of gray. It is again, it has come back to the main database searching. So if you see the how should we maintain the log? So this log, you should start with the date of the search. The way we have shown you with the Excel, you should maintain a log. On yesterday session 1, we have shown how you can maintain a log. So on either you can do it on a hard copy or you can do it on your laptop, iPad, whatever is there with you and you are comfortable with that. So you have to write the date of the search, what all databases you have searched, and then what keywords you have used, and how many articles you have screened, and then how many you have finally included. So this log is again important because you have to provide this as a supplementary file, because we know that this systematic review, you want to ensure transparency and reproducibility. That's why you will share this file as a supplementary file whenever you are going to publish your systematic review. So these are some sites which we have provided, like OpenGray, Oyster, Base, and then there are like report websites of UK government, USA and Canadian government. There are conference proceeding sites. So these sites, we have given you the link. You can click it and you can see, you can explore it in your free time, how it works. We will demonstrate the 4 source of gray literature: Google Scholar, Research Square, and probably Shodh Ganga. We'll see. So this Google, so if you search Google and Google Scholar, you will get many articles. So now you have to write like how many you will search, because you cannot search those many numbers. There's no way you can like those refined search strategies not there. So you just commit like whether you see first 100 result or first 200. That's what you write in gray literature, that you have put these many keywords because it doesn't have a control vocabulary, and you have screened the first 100 or first 200 result. So I think pool, are we launching any pool? Okay, Dr. Shamshad? Okay. So I think you can answer here, like which of the following is a gray literature. I don't know whether this, just leave it. Everything is a gray literature, what I said currently, that, there is a thesis, a website, there is a ProQuest, OpenGray, Google Scholar, Google, Research Square. Many of our paper get published as a preprint. So that is also a gray literature. Then citation searching. This is also gray literature. So we do the forward and backward citation searching. And this forward citation searching will show what is a forward citation searching and what is a backward citation searching. So backward is when you see the reference, like I have included the 8 studies. So I'll see the reference at the end and I will search all these articles. That is backward citation. And forward citation is I'll put that paper into the Google Scholar and see how many, and this is only about full text. So we do the citation searching only for the full text article, which we have included as a final synthesis. And forward citation, when we put that into Google Scholar, we see how many of them, how many authors have cited this particular article, and then we go and screen each article. And then, so search sequences, again, we have seen this yesterday. You start with broad database searching, and then you search the gray literature for published, unpublished, or non-indexed studies, and then you do the citation searching. So this should be the sequence. So I'll explain first these two, Google and Google Scholar. So let me go to, this is my ID. So I'll open Google Scholar. So this is Google Scholar. In Google Scholar, if you see these 3 horizontal lines, click this and go to advanced search. There's an option of advanced search. And then here, what you can do, you can find like there's no control vocabulary. So all the keywords which you are using, and you don't try all the keywords because it will not take, there's a limitation of the word. So you may write like here, the very simple one, very important one. So like I will write, and you just mention in your log also what keyword you have used. So like I will use probiotic, and then it is right probiotic, and you have to write all these things. So, and I will write diarrhea in children. This I have put. And it asks for all phrase also, exact phrase. So you can type the same here also. And then where do you want to search? So do you want to search anywhere in the article or in the title of the article? So if you click anywhere, number will be too much. So like if I put this and search, if I put anywhere in the article, then see how many article I got. So it is did not match. So again, I'll go to this advanced search, and I'll just put probiotic and diarrhea. This may happen with you. Just a sec. I'll go to this advanced search and probiotic and diarrhea. It is not taking. So you can see there are 1,94,000 results. This is too much. So what I'll do, I'll again go to this advanced search, and I'll click on this in the title of the study, because that will make my search manageable. And then I'll again press this search. Then you can see it is 208. So this is still manageable, this 208. And then I can screen 108, 100, first 100. So that is, and now what you will do, you need to see the article here only. So you will keep on like, this is a meta-analysis. So you don't need this. This is again a meta-analysis. So you don't need, because meta-analysis, that's the exclusion criteria. But again, you will maintain the log that initial 100 you have seen, and you have included like, this is again meta-analysis. This is again one like the diarrhea with probiotic and zinc. This you can see because that's a study. So this way you can search for the Google Scholar. So it is up to you, because you cannot screen. If you don't want to put this, then you can put as anywhere in the this thing also, anywhere in the article, and then you can screen first 100. So it is up to you whether, but whatever you do, you have to mention that. See, there's no guideline for grade that you have to do this way only. You have to see whatever way suits you, and what is the time limit, what is the strength which is left to you, how is the status of teamwork, and then you can do this. But the main important thing is, whatever you do, you should report that, because we know that it should be a transparent process. So if you report the same, the rest of the people, they will come to know, yes, you have done it this way. So that is an important thing in case of a systematic review. Now coming to the Google. So this is for the Google Scholar. If I go to Google, so in Google, if I press this search, so I will write probiotic and diarrhea in children. So when you enter this, you can see how many. So you can see here, but what you should do, you can go to this tool, and here in all result, you can click on verbatim search. So you click on this verbatim search, then again you have got this 12 lakhs, too much. But first 100, you can screen, and you can, in this you have to write the number. That means what you will report, that you did this thing. You enable the verbatim search, and if you want like RCT, so you can put RCT also here, because you want, in case of here, you don't want too many articles, so you can put that RCT also. So that case, you can see that there are 42,000 articles. And this verbatim search is enabled. So you can just see the first 100. So this is like efficacy of probiotic in treatment of acute diarrhea. And many times you will get good article, efficacy of probiotic. These are the probiotic and diarrhea in children. So you see, because now you know what are the article which are there in your full text. So there may be a case that there may be a similarity here also, you are finding the same, but again, you will not include that. If you find something separate from what is already there in the pool, then you select the article from this place. So this is regarding the Google. So Google, what you do, you put the key term and report, copy paste this key term in your log that you have put this key term, and then enable this verbatim search and search. Now next is your, let's say, research square. So you see the research square. You go here, and then from here you can browse. So I want preprint. So I'll click here, preprints, and then you can type. So probably I'll type probiotic and diarrhea, and I'll click. So it will show you 2265 preprints, these many preprints. So you need to remember, like write a log of this, like these many articles have come, and again you have screened initial 50 or 100. So that you can see the effect of zinc and probiotic. This is again there, comparison of efficacy of bacterial and fungal probiotics. You can select that article type also here, like you can select RCT here from here. You can select research article because the intervention is not there. Update search, you can do that. Some numbers it got lessened from 2225, it got 1525. And then,
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
yeah,
Ma'am, won't these articles be repeated in the other, like what we searched in PubMed and all?
yes, no, it is a preprint, na? Preprint means, yeah, it there can be a case that it is already there. That's what I said. That can happen with the Google and Google Scholar also.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's why, because you know what is there in your full text already. So if you are finding the similar one, you will not include it. Inclusion, the question of inclusion arises only when you find something different from what you have gotten from the database and the registry.
Okay, ma'am.
In that case, you have to refer that full text Rayan, all those 27, 28 article. And by this time, since you have reviewed, now it will be very clear. You don't need to look into the database. You will remember everything. That, okay, this author, this I have seen. So you will not include that article. But again, you may get some new also. Both possibility.
Okay, ma'am.
And even if you get one or two article, that is a good, because if you have screened so many, then you have gotten like 30, 32. Even if you got like one or two, this is just a process. There can be a possibility that you don't get anything new. What Dr. Kamran is saying, if similar article in gray, then later on we can exclude. Maybe preprint, later on printed. Yes, you are right. Like this is, you can see this is under review. Effect of probiotic in acute watery diarrhea in children admitted to Bangladeshi tertiary care hospital on non-randomized prospective trial. So this is under review. So this, you can see whether it can be included or not. So under review, you can also, is there any publication status? You can click, you don't see this published. You click this under review. So if you click this under review and then update your search, So it will show you only those articles which are under review. This thing. So it is 312. Right. And then you can see. This is regarding Research Square. And then next is your citation, forward and backward citation. So for forward and backward citation, since I will show you on one article which we have included. So let me show. So these are the full text article which I have included. So let's see the article of this Franca Villa. This is the article which I have included for my final synthesis of systematic review. So forward and backward citation we do for only the finally selected article, not for everything, every article. So let's say if I have got these 12 articles, I will do the forward and backward citation for this. So this is one article. So how the backward citation is done? First, I'll do the backward citation. So for backward citation, I will see all these references towards the end. So I'll start. So this one, like I will see the title. So this is like Society for Pediatric Gastroenterology. This I will see the first reference. Again, I'll see the National Institute of Health, the second one. Vomiting diagnosis, the third is this. Treatment of infant. So how you do? You select this. Many times they give the link here also. But again, you select this article and you go and type that into the Google and see. So maybe you may open Google Scholar. And you may type this and you see. So this is the study and you click and see this study. If you can include this study or not. So many times you will, like this is the PDF, you can get and you can see the PDF of this article. So similarly, you will copy another. So all the citation which are there, these reference, especially those whom you think, because many times they use the citation for writing introduction. But for other thing, like you can see the title, Lactobacillus as a therapeutic agent in acute diarrhea. You see this article. So all these you type and try to retrieve that and see the title, abstract, screening, and if full text is available, you see the full text. If the full text is not available, then you can again write the number that the full text was not available. So this is back citation. So for all full text article which you have included in the final synthesis, you will see the reference which is at the end. And then you type each reference, search the article, read the article, and assess for its eligibility into the full text. That is back citation. Now, what is forward citation? Forward citation is again, you copy paste this study. So I will copy paste this study in the Google Scholar. And I'll see how many have cited this article. So I'll copy paste this, search, and I can see it is cited by 172. So I'll click this and then I will see. I will just see the title, role of this thing. With title also many times like it is again in pigs. So I will remove this. This is a position paper. So all I need to see this is the forward citation. Means the full article which I have included, I will put that into Google Scholar. We'll see how many of them have cited this article and we'll go through the article and we'll see and judge for its eligibility into the full text. Am I making sense to all of you? Okay. So yes, Dr. Geeta was also asking regarding the gray literature yesterday for the Google Scholar.
Yes,
So are you clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
नंबर सब
Okay.
करते रहना।
Number you should on an Excel sheet or wherever, whatever hard copy, notebook, you should write the number. And search strategy. Remember date, search strategy, number. But how many you have screened? It is not necessary that you are going to screen every this thing. Even in the back and forward citation, you may see that whatever is possible. 50, 75, even 25, especially in the forward citation. Backward citation also, if you go through it and if you think that all the articles are not of relevance, you can mention that you have done the backward citation of only these many articles and you have found out none. So it's basically about going through the process and again having, like I said, availability of the team, availability of the time. And it is like I said, it is not mandatory, but it is like you can have it. Desirable, you can say. Yes, all the PPT and record, I think it will be uploaded. You will get everything. Don't worry. That you will have. So this is regarding the grey literature. So coming to next. Okay. So I have to repeat, like we can take 100 or 50 is enough. So even if you can take 25, generally it is said that from Google and Google Scholar, you can take 100, first 100. And in backward and forward citation also, ideally they say, see, first thing is it is desirable. It is not mandatory. So even if you don't want to do a grey literature search, you can go with database searching and registries. First thing. Second thing, if you have got a team and if you have got a time availability, then you may go to the grey. You don't need to include all grey. You may go only with Google and Google Scholar. If you are very enthusiastic, you can go with the Research Square. You can go to the this thing. What I was talking regarding this backward and forward citation. It is also in backward forward citation. If you do, you may get some good article also because it will be related to your own full text article. So even if you don't want to do the this Google and Google Scholar, you may only do the forward and backward citation. And you may do the, like in forward citation, if it is like 171, you may do only first 100. That you can do. But only thing is mention. Whatever you do, please mention and document that process. That is more important. Documenting whatever you have done. And then I think I have I forgot to tell you this Shodh Ganga. So let me tell you that also. So that is again a thesis repository. So this is one center and here you can like search. Just to say. Search thesis. Advanced search. So you can write here like for what? Start, you can write like here I have done for air pollution and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You may write like probiotic. Probiotic, and here also there is no controlled vocabulary or something. Spelling is wrong. Diarrhea. You can use filters also. There are filters. You can explore these things and then you can start a search and then it will show you. It will take some time probably. And here also you can see the filter. Life sciences, physical sciences, social sciences, engineering, economical. So all these you can just see related to your this thing. clinical, preclinical, and health. So if you click and then you do the search. So this is for the Shodh Ganga. You can see like these are the, you can see year wise also. So a lot of things are there. Again, depends on time. So this was regarding the grey literature. And again, important is maintain a log. So this is, or you can give this work to one person, one or two. This one person was talking regarding RIS file. Ma'am, can we export grey literature? What you can do?
इसके लिए करना ही नहीं तो क्यों करना?
See, why do you want to import it as a RIS? Because you screening, you don't, this directly goes to full text. If you see this, it directly goes. But even if you are enthusiastic and you want to put it as a RIS, what you can do, you can save all these articles in Zotero. And in Zotero, you know how to import a RIS format. From there, in one folder, you click on import and you can have a RIS file format of these articles. Is that right, Priyanka?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, in Rayan, generally, because this, I said that this title, this screening stage, that is not needed because it directly goes here. It doesn't, it bypasses this screening stage. So that's why generally we don't do. But if you want to do, you can import it separately as a grey literature file, saving all these articles into the like you want to see, like you are the lead literature. If you are the lead researcher and you want others to screen for that, so you can do that. You can save that in Zotero or Mendeley. I don't know, many people are using Mendeley, but we are using Zotero because it's free and it's, I think we are more comfortable there. You can save that in Zotero and import a RIS file and then import that in Rayan. That can be done.
Okay, ma'am. Selective files we can do, just say first 100, first 50, like that.
You need to open that. You know how it works, no? Open every article, save it to Zotero.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay.
And then from there, you click on export and make a export a RIS file format.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You are welcome. So this was regarding the grey literature. And here, if you see in the Prisma, here also it gives you like how many records you have identified from the citation searching, and not necessary that you have all these two. So whatever, if there is only one row here, that's okay. But how many reports you sought for retrieval, how many reports you did not retrieve, and then how many you assessed for eligibility, and then reasons for exclusion. Again, you apply the same exclusion into inclusion criteria, and then it gets included here. So this is about the grey literature. So I think we are not giving any breakout room activity for this grey literature because we assume that you will be able to do it. So now coming to the next session. So should we have the next session? So what do people, should we go to the next session or should we start tomorrow? Because I don't know how much, capacity is left to learn. If it is there, we may take one session. Next session is on qualitative synthesis, extracting data. So that's again, yeah. So please guide tomorrow. Okay, yes, that because it's a whole day since morning. You people are sitting. So okay, if everyone agree, let's see tomorrow. Two people, 3, 4. Okay, so then we may start tomorrow session, and what can happen, like we may need another half day. So that we'll talk tomorrow because we are like, we wanted to tell, I don't think we will be able to complete all meta-analysis by tomorrow. So maybe after tomorrow, we need another half day session, which we'll discuss tomorrow, when to have that session. Okay. So yes, you will get a activity. I think we have mailed them. No? We have mailed you regarding the title abstract screening of all 76 articles. So you please do it from your end. There is a time today, so you can do it till tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Just, I mean, you see, go for the process. We don't want that you should screen each and every article. Just think it as a process and try to do that. If you do that over mobile, that is also good, because then you will be able to see how you can do it on your mobile using that app, Rayan app. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Kamran, and thank you, everyone. So we are ending the session from our end. You will get the recording. And then by today's, let's say 9 or 10 o'clock. And then see you all tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you, everyone.